This episode of the Ageless and Awesome podcast is sponsored by the Radiant Reset Hormone Detox Guide for Perimenopausal Women. As a woman in the modern world, our hormones are taking a battering. They're impacted by the food we eat, the toxins we're exposed to, such as when we eat out of plastic takeaway containers, or even worse, reheat food in them. Please don't do this. If you're handling FPOS receipts, filling the car with fuel, eating non-organic produce that hasn't been washed effectively, plus so much more things add to our toxic load every day. Even though our bodies are designed to effectively manage toxins, they haven't evolved as quickly as our toxic world has, unfortunately. So our body does need support. Symptoms such as stubborn weight gain, fatigue, disrupted periods, irritability, and gut health issues can be a sign that you'd benefit from a gentle detox. And that's why I developed the Radiant Reset Hormone Detox Guide for Perimenopausal Women. This free guide has an abundance of information to get you started on your very own DIY detox. And if you'd like to upgrade to VIP, it's only $47 for a limited time. I used to sell this program for $247. The upgrade gives you the recipes, including plenty of plant-based options, the meal planner, the shopping list template, the video workshop, and so much more. Click the link in the show notes to learn more now. Take care of your hormones. They are a critical part of your health as a woman. Hi, I'm Susie Garden, and this is the Ageless and Awesome podcast. I'm an age-defying naturopath and clinical nutritionist, and I'm here to bust myths around women's health and aging so that you can be ageless and awesome in your 40s, 50s, and beyond. The Ageless and Awesome podcast is dedicated to helping women through perimenopause and menopause with great health, a positive mindset, and outrageous confidence. Hit subscribe or follow now, and let's get started. Hello, gorgeous one, and welcome to this week's episode of the Ageless and Awesome podcast. I'm really excited about this week's topic. It's one of my favorite ones, and it's one of the ones that you guys always request me to talk on. And so the topic is skin and perimenopause, menopause, skin issues. And I love this because when I work, one of the reasons I called my program the Glow Protocol is because of the feedback I was getting from my clients that their colleagues, their family and friends were saying to them, your skin is glowing. What are you using? And in fact, it was what they were putting on the inside of their bodies that was reflecting on their skin. So I will be talking a little bit about that, but I will also be talking about topical things that you can put on your skin to help. I'll also go through my own kind of routine for my own skin care. I've talked a number of times about the issues that I have with eczema, and I wanted to share that, and also the things that I do to help make my own skin look and feel as good as it possibly can. So let's get started into this juicy, juicy topic. And next week, I'm actually also going to be covering hair and hair issues in peri and menopause and what you can do to have beautiful, luscious, thick hair. If you've seen images of me, you know that I do have very long hair. My hair is colored, and yet it is extremely healthy and thick. So I'm going to be talking to you as well about my little secrets around hair, because I know, again, from talking to my clients, that this is a major issue for many women in peri and menopause. All right, so let's get into this. Firstly, what kind of skin changes can occur during perimenopause and menopause? And you may or may not have experienced this. If you're only early into your perimenopause journey, you may have these things develop over time. That is one thing that I personally have noticed, is that things do develop over time. You're not just going to get necessarily landed with all of these different issues in your body when you start perimenopause. Often it just happens as our bodies transition over the years in towards our menopausal time. And there can be quite a lot of changes to skin, not just dry and flaky skin, but that is a really common symptom that women do get. But other skin changes that can come about are acne, very, very annoying, obviously. Rosacea, that's really common. Age spots, like dark kind of pigmentation in the skin. Some people find that their skin doesn't heal as quickly as it should. If you get a cut and abrasion, you probably see good healing within about 7 days. If you're still got kind of a wound after that time, then that is not what we would consider normal. Dry skin is one of the big ones that people experience. Hot flushes, which can, feed into some of our redness and things in the skin. Itching and dermatitis and eczema, sagging skin or loss of plumpness in the skin thinning, and even unwanted facial hair. So lots and lots of things. And often these particular symptoms and signs can be more on the face, on the neck, and on the hands. And I'm going to talk about the reasons for that as well. So let's firstly point the finger at what's actually going on here. And the majority of your skin changes and issues are going to be because of the decreased estrogen production that goes on in peri and menopause. And that decreased estrogen can lead to thinner and less supple skin. And one of the reasons for that is that estrogen helps produce a number of different, I want to call them chemicals. I don't know why, but substances, that's a better word. So estrogen helps the skin produce a number of different substances. You've probably heard of all of these. The first one is ceramides. So most of us have probably heard of ceramides from our skincare or seeing skincare ads that talk about ceramides. So ceramides are actually a natural oil in the skin, and I guess you'd call it the ceramides maintain skin barrier and help to keep out irritants. Hyaluronic acid, you've probably seen that in skincare as well. It helps the skin retain water. So when we have decreased hyaluronic acid being produced because of that loss of estrogen, then the skin finds it more difficult to retain water. And that's the water in the skin helps give it its plumpness, but also it helps reduce flakiness and dryness. Sebum, that's probably something you've heard of as well. Sebum, we often think about in association with acne and in teenagers, the overproduction of sebum. And so when you do have too much sebum, then you can get acne, and that can be definitely as a teen or any stage during your life. If you have too little sebum, that leads to dryness because, again, what sebum does, it forms a protective layer. So when we're not producing as much, then that can lead to dry skin. And the influence of estrogen on collagen production is a big one here when we're talking about skin health and skin appearance. And we do get a decrease in our collagen production related to the estrogen, the reduction in estrogen production. And just generally as we age as well, our collagen production will reduce. The other thing with the decreased estrogen is it will decrease blood flow to the skin, which is it seems a little bit counterintuitive because it also causes hot flushes, but hot flushes are a different kind of mechanism, even though they are caused by the low estrogen or the fluctuating estrogen. But yeah, low estrogen leads to low blood flow to the skin, and therefore you're not getting as much nutrients to that upper layer, that epidermal area, epidermis. And it also leads to more water loss. And this, of course, leads to that decreased hydration and dryness, lack of plumpness, suppleness, all of those things. One of the other big factors that happens in this time of our lives is an increase in inflammation. And you know that if you're a regular listener, you know that I bang on about inflammation a lot. And you don't have to have a condition like arthritis in order to be having an increase in your inflammation. Pretty much if you're living a Western lifestyle, you will have a degree of inflammation going on in the body that's probably not helpful. When we're talking about inflammation in this context, I'm not talking about positive inflammation. So that's the inflammation that we have as a response to, for example, an infection or a trauma, like a cut or an abrasion, something like that. There will always be an inflammatory response to that, and that's a positive thing that is helping us heal. It is part of our immune response. And that's an appropriate response. The kind of inflammation I'm talking about is more of a chronic thing that happens over a period of time that becomes an inappropriate response to the trigger. And the inflammation can be caused by a decrease in estrogen, but often one of the greater contributions is our food choices, our lifestyle choices. Stress is a big one. Poor gut health is another big one. A lot of the inflammation in our bodies is triggered by poor gut health. So if you do have bloating, regular diarrhea, regular constipation, pain, reflux, things like that, then that suggests that your gut health probably needs a little bit of support. And most of us at some point are going to have some sort of gut health issue. So it is really important to actually get it addressed properly, not just throwing down probiotics. I talk to so many people that are just buying probiotics online or at the supermarket, and a lot of the time you actually really don't need them. And what you actually need is a proper assessment and repair of your intestinal barrier, and perhaps some support around the right food choices, making sure you're eliminating foods that may be irritating your gut. One of the things I see when I do food testing is that often the foods we're eating over and over again are the ones that will turn up on the tests. I know when I did one myself, it was a few years ago now, it was as if the tester had looked at my diet for that week, and virtually everything in my diet turned up on the test as something that probably wasn't going to be doing great things for me. And the thing is with food intolerances, they may not be dramatic symptoms that you'll really notice. Most people, when they think of food intolerances, they think of rampant diarrhea or gut pain or that sort of thing. And often food intolerances might be things like brain fog or fatigue or skin itching, skin rashes. There may be some gut component as well. But generally it will be, or joint pain is another big one actually. So if you have joint pain and you don't think you have arthritis, it could be that there's some inflammation in your body that's potentially caused by food. And if you ask someone, and many of us do it, get into that habit of having the same breakfast every day, having a little bit of a rotation in the other meals for your week. And so you're pretty much having the same foods week on week on week. It seems that the body just doesn't like it, and you just need more variety. And when we get back to really nutrition basics, variety is everything. So that might be something you can do even without doing any testing, is to just change up your diet significantly. And that doesn't really need to be anything too fancy. It's just changing around some of the things that you're eating, not having the same breakfast every day, having lots of whole foods rather than breakfast cereal, for example. And when I say breakfast cereal, I'm not referring to oats, unflavored, not the quick oats, just rolled oats, soaked overnight. And are amazing for your gut health. So I'm talking about like commercial breakfast cereal. It's generally full of weird looking ingredients and sugar and preservatives and all of those sorts of things. So I'm getting a little bit off track here, but yes, when we're talking about inflammation in the body, there are many, many different causes, but the hormone changes of perimenopause are one of the big ones when we're looking at skin. Just to talk about a couple of very specific conditions. One of them is rosacea. And rosacea is that redness that many of us get. I have it a little across my cheeks and on my nose and on my chin. And generally rosacea will be exacerbated by things like coffee is one of them, or caffeine specifically. Also, alcohol is probably the main one that people will notice they can have, just one drink. Often it's red wine that can be a culprit, and your face can feel like it's on fire. And so obviously avoiding things like alcohol and caffeine can help that sort of reduce the hot flushes. And reducing spicy foods can also help. Also, sun protection can help with rosacea to prevent that kind of flushing and that redness that people can really find quite disfiguring and just distressing. So yeah, things that can reduce hot flushes can also help reduce your rosacea if you're having hot flushes and you have rosacea. Acne, just a special note on acne. Obviously, from a naturopathic point of view, whenever I'm looking at a client that has acne, the kind of things that I'm addressing are their detox pathways is one of the big ones, because we know that when you have a hormonal imbalance, we want to support liver health. And we know in peri and menopause that our hormones are a little bit all over the place, and we can get what we call a relative estrogen excess. And the liver can sometimes be under the pump with our modern lifestyles. If you drink alcohol, if you're a smoker, we get exposed to toxins every single day. If you're handling FPOS receipts, if you're filling up the car with petrol, if you're having food in takeaway containers, all of that sort of stuff, then that will kind of put a load, I guess, on your liver. So supporting your detox pathways. And as you might know, I have a free Radiant Reset hormone detox guide for perimenopausal women that is free at the moment. So there's a link to claim yours in the show notes. If you want to upgrade to the VIP version, it's just $47, and that gives you way more resources and support. But as I said, I do offer the DIY version for free at the moment, so check that out in the show notes. And just getting back onto that, because the thing is with detox is that the skin is the largest organ in the body. It is one of our primary organs of detox. So supporting the liver is really important when we're dealing with acne, and particularly hormonal acne, which can happen in perimenopause and menopause. One thing you can do is check your skincare and makeup for a couple of things. One is that it says on it, non-comedogenic. Non-comedogenic. So that means it's not going to contribute to blocking pores. Also check your expiry dates, particularly when it comes to sunscreen. It's really important that you're using sunscreen that is not past its expiry date. And the same with any of your other products. Generally, you will notice, if you look at it, this is something I learned probably only in the last 12 months, that there will be a little icon on your skincare product. It looks like a little round circle with a little lid on it, like you're opening a compact kind of thing. And it might say 6M or 12M. And what that means is 6 months or 12 months from the time of opening that product, that's the expiry date. So just be aware of that, because if you're putting things that have, when I'm saying expiring, the thing is, obviously, every time you open a bottle of foundation or you open a skincare cream or whatever, you're exposing it to air, you're exposing it to bacteria. And so you just want to make sure you're using products that aren't full of bacteria, because that can obviously contribute to acne. If you're looking for products topically to put on your skin, retinol is obviously, it's readily available. It's really well known for its help in treating acne. And a product called, it's an ingredient called niacinamide. So niacinamide, niacinamide is really good for acne as well. And you can purchase that just even at the pharmacy. There's so many brands. There's a brand that I love, and this is not a sponsored app, but I love The Ordinary. And it's got really well-priced products with beautiful formulations, and you can just get it at the pharmacy. You really don't need to spend loads and loads of money on expensive cosmetic products for your skincare. There's so much around that's really simple, really clean, and does the job. So that's probably all I'm going to say about acne specifically in this context. Except I guess the only other thing is also gut health is a big deal when it comes to acne. So there are some specific probiotics for acne, which is amazing. But also I will always, when I'm working with clients with acne, is look at gut health and look at detox. So again, going back to what I said previously about gut health, if you're experiencing symptoms, you really need to get that sorted out with someone who knows what they're doing when it comes to gut health. I wanted to speak a little bit to collagen loss. Collagen is a huge buzzword in the supplement market at the moment, and I've attended a lot of lectures on collagen because a lot of the practitioner companies also do have collagen supplements and powders and things. I am yet to see hard data that says that taking in an oral collagen supplement will actually help lift, the jowls, that will really support the skin in a massive way. I feel that you're probably going to get just as good improvement in your collagen by having vitamin C foods or vitamin C supplement, because we know that we need vitamin C to produce collagen. We also need quality protein to produce collagen. Retinoids applied topically can also be helpful in promoting collagen production.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
How would you like to have increased energy, balanced hormones, glowing skin, and your ideal weight in just 3 months? Sounds awesome, right? Imagine having your very own hormone balancing and weight loss strategy totally personalized to you based on your body biochemistry to release excess weight, say goodbye to pesky perimenopause symptoms, and decrease inflammation in your body, which of course leads to decreased inflammaging. That's right, ladies, there are age-defying benefits as well. Oh, and of course, you have me at your fingertips for expert support so you never feel stuck or confused. I love supporting women on their weight loss journeys, and I've packaged up the award-winning Metabolic Balance Program with my signature hormone management system, giving you the Glow Protocol. This 12-week one-to-one coaching program is you and me, nailing down your health and weight loss goals, creating your personalized plan using your blood tests, a thorough health assessment, and your food preferences. And then we get started with me supporting you every step of the way. Even if you've tried everything, even if you have resistant weight and complex medical conditions, the power of personalized nutrition, mindset coaching, and my support is transformational and gets results. And I'm not even exaggerating, even if I do say myself. So if you're ready to embrace feeling like your younger self again, lose excess weight, manage health conditions, and regain your confidence, you can just DM me at Susie Garden Wellness or email me hello@susiegarden.com, and I'll pop a link in the show notes. Actually applying collagen to your skin generally isn't going to be particularly helpful. Collagen peptides might be a little bit more helpful because the peptides are actually smaller molecules than collagen itself. I think probably if I remember back to the 80s, I think it was a big thing to put collagen on your skin, but it's actually not really going to work because it's just not a small enough molecule to penetrate the skin barrier, but the peptides are a little bit of a different story. For skin support specifically, if you are looking at a supplement, marine collagen is considered to be more attracted, I guess, to the skin. So that would be the one you're going for if you're specifically looking for skin support, is the marine collagen. But yeah, really protecting always your skin from the sun, and that is your entire body. I mean, but specifically every single day I put sunscreen on my décolletage area, so my chest, my neck, my face, and my hands. And it's because as a Queenslander, I've grown up getting sunburned as a kid, as a teen, all my life. So I'm just really, really conscious about trying to minimize any further damage from sun exposure. Obviously, if you're a smoker, I mean, smoking, we know, smoking for many, many, many aspects of health is really, really bad. So same with your collagen production. It's going to contribute to the breakdown of collagen. So please stop smoking for so many other aspects of health, but definitely even just for the aesthetics. I think I'm just looking down my little list of dot points. So gut health I've already covered, I think, enough. And I've done a recent podcast on gut health that you might find interesting. In terms of dietary approaches to support skin health, hydration. You may remember my little calculation, 35 mils of water per kilo of body weight, and that maxes out at 4 liters a day. All right, so to give you an example, if you weigh 100 kilos, that's 3.5 liters a day. So it's a lot, right? It's a lot. But this is what we need. We use water in so many of our chemical reactions in the body. Super important to keep hydrating all day, every day. Also, from a food point of view, lots of brightly colored fruits and veggies. You know, the old eat the rainbow is so true. So lots of brightly colored fruits and veggies, good quality protein. It doesn't have to be animal protein. You can get very good quality plant protein as well. Stay away from known food intolerances. That's another big one. Some people say to me, for example, that, well, I'm lactose intolerant, but I can tolerate one coffee with milk, like a flat white kind of situation a day, and then I'm fine. I'm telling you now, if you know you're lactose intolerant, please do not have lactose products. Even if you're not noticing symptoms, there will still be a low-grade inflammation that is set up in your body from having lactose. So if you know you have certain food intolerances, then it is well worth staying completely away from them. And if you've had lots of symptoms like lots of diarrhea or pain or bloating, etc., over a period of time, it may be worth doing a gut healing protocol as well to really heal up your intestines. And you know, that can be a good 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks sometimes of really looking after your gut and getting some good quality supplementation perhaps. Just depends on what your individual needs are. This podcast is never claiming to give individual health advice. This is simply general advice. It doesn't take into account your specific circumstances. So I'm not going to tell you specific things to do, but yeah, get some advice from somebody who knows what to do. That might be me. If you want to work with me, certainly everyone that does the Glow Protocol with me, we do a lot of gut healing in that. So that's, I think, pretty much all I wanted to cover today when it comes to skin health. Oh, no, I didn't. I wanted to tell you about my, what I do. All right. So here's some things that I do. I don't cleanse my skin. Oh, hang on. There's the dog. All right. I've just let him out. He has clearly some very important doggy business to attend to. So yes, what I put on my own skin. So I don't cleanse my skin with a product unless I have makeup or sunscreen or something on it. So in the morning, I just use a konjac sponge. If you have not used a konjac sponge, oh my gosh, life-changing. So they're just made of a Japanese potato, and when you get it, it's like a rock, but you wet it, it becomes like a normal sponge, and I just use that on my face, and it just, oh my gosh, it has made my skin so smooth, just beautiful, smooth and soft. So konjac sponge. And then I have some hyaluronic acid and some niacinamide that I use. That's just a little squirt of each of that. It's a beautiful, silky little lotion. I pop that on. I pop a moisturizer on it over the top if it's during the day. I'll pop an argan oil, which is a Moroccan oil. It's just plain oil, nothing else in it if it's nighttime. But yeah, otherwise it's just a moisturizer. I have a fairly light one that I'm using at the moment. It's nothing, particularly special, but just something that is, I would always advocate for cruelty-free, for no animal testing, but very simple and as natural as possible. There's so many fabulous natural products now, so you're not just putting chemicals on your skin daily, twice a day, multiple times a day. And then I always follow with sunscreen if it's at night. And that's as simple as it gets. I also do use some retinol products at night, always at night, because it does make your skin very sun sensitive. I've used a number of different ones, anything from prescription level ones to just ones that you get from the pharmacy. So just try a few, see what works for you in particular, because I don't have issues with acne. So what I'm suggesting now may not be suitable for you if you're experiencing that. But yeah, I find that has been working really well for me for quite some time now. And yeah, I would highly recommend just getting a very simple regime so that you get into a routine of doing it every day, twice a day. And that will really help with you looking, feeling good when it comes to your skin health. So that, I think, is all I want to talk about. If you have any questions for me, please send them through either, if you're on Spotify, there is an ability to do that through the app. Otherwise, you can DM me at Susie Garden Wellness on Instagram. As you know, I do a Q&A episode every Thursday. And at the moment, I'm doing all these weekly episodes literally the day before the episode goes live. So if you have any questions about this episode, I could probably get them on the Thursday episode. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this and it was helpful. If you'd love to give me a 5-star review, that would make me so, so happy. Otherwise, I will be back on Thursday with Q&A. Thanks so much for joining me today on the Ageless and Awesome podcast. If you liked today's episode, make sure you click the little plus button if you're on Apple Podcasts or the follow button if you're on Spotify so that you get each new episode delivered to you every single week. If you like free stuff, then head to the show notes and click the link to receive my free Radiant Reset Hormone Detox Guide for perimenopausal women. Or if you'd like to continue the discussion, head over to Instagram and DM me at Susie Garden Wellness. I'd love to connect with you.